Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello, faithful Squiz Kids listeners, and welcome to the Kids vs. Adults Weekly News Squiz. Your chance to see who's had their listening ears on and been paying the most attention to the week that just was. I'm Bryce Corbett. All week in the Squiz Kids Today podcast, we've been bringing you the big news stories of the day, run through our kid-friendly filter to make sure you know all you need to know about the world around you. Now, it's time to test how much of the week's news you've retained, and in the process, see who's smarter, kids or adults. Plus, of course, because it's a Friday, we've got all today's birthday shout-outs and all the shout-outs for the weekend coming, including the birthday reggae tune, because it wouldn't be a Friday without it. So, here's how the quiz works. 5 questions for kids about the weekend news, then 5 questions for adults. Whoever answers the most correct questions wins. Simples. You ready? Let's do this. Alright kids, here are your 5 questions. Question number 1, let's start with an easy one. Which spooky celebration saw kids and their parents take to the streets dressed as zombies, vampires and ghosts on Tuesday of this week? Yeah, of course, it's Halloween. Question number 2. We heard on the podcast this week that an animal interrupted diners when it ran through a noodle restaurant in Wisconsin in the United States. Was that animal A, a mountain lion, B, a deer, or C, a rat? Yeah, well done if you said B, a deer. Imagine having your noodles interrupted by a deer. Question number 3, and to another out-of-place animal. We learned this week that Bruny Island in Tasmania is home to rare white wallabies. Some tourists were surprised to spot which animal in a paddock instead of the wallabies. And I'll give you a hint. This animal has flippers, is furry, and sounds like this. Yes, of course, I'm talking about an Australian fur seal. Question number 4. After returning from a trip to Washington, D.C. in the United States earlier this week, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is packing his suitcase again to visit which country this weekend? Well done if you said China. Question number 5. On November 2, the people of Mexico celebrated their own festival that's a little like Halloween, but commemorates their loved ones who have passed away. This festival is called Dia de los Muertos in Spanish. What is it called in English? Yeah, well done if you said Day of the Dead. I suspect that was an easy one for Spanish speakers. How did you go, kids? How many did you get right out of 5? Do you reckon that's enough to beat the adults? Yeah, I reckon so too. Okay, adults, now it's your turn. Fire up the grey matter. Here we go. Question number 1. Matthew Perry, star of the hit sitcom Friends, sadly passed away this week. Which Friends character did Matthew Perry play? Yeah, that was an easy one, wasn't it? Chandler Bing. Question number 2. Sam Kerr came oh so close to taking out soccer's top honour, the Ballon d'Or, this week, but was pipped at the post by Aitana Bonmati. Which country does Aitana represent? Yeah, that's right, she's with the World Cup winners, Spain. Question number 3. Speaking of soccer, which Aussie broadcaster has won the rights to show all 104 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup games, meaning it will have partnered with FIFA for the past 40 years? Yeah, when you think Aussie TV and soccer, you think SBS. Question number 4. The Victorian Racing Club is allowing men to wear what in the members area at Flemington Racetrack during Melbourne Cup Week? Is it A, the fancy headwear called fascinators, B, thongs or jandals, or C, tailored shorts? Yeah, that's right. It's C, tailored shorts. Question number 5. Newly returned from the United States, our jet-setting PM packed his bags, as we've already said, for another overseas charm offensive, this time heading to China for a meeting with that country's president. What is the name of China's president? Yes, well done if you said Xi Jinping. How did you go, adults? How many did you get right? Did you beat the kids? Who won bragging rights this week? If you've missed any of these cool news stories throughout the week and you want to refresh your memory, all of this week's Squiz Kids episodes are available for a re-listen wherever you get your podcasts. Well, that's the end of the quiz, which means it's now time for...
Shout-outs.
It's Friday, November 3, birthday of awesome Aussie cricketer Elise Perry. Happy birthday, Elise. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids, celebrating a birthday today and over the coming weekend. For which, I reckon we ought to crack out the old birthday reggae tune, huh? Hit it. And it's happy birthday today to Campbell from Vermont South, Chow from Tempe, Tom from Penrith, Tom from Kyneton, and Tom from French's Forest. Lots of Toms having birthdays today. Jacob from West Pennant Hills, Paddy from The Junction, Cassie from Ringwood North, Daniela from North Plimpton, Heidi from Dulwich Hill, Annika from Gerringong, and Joe M, who's listening all the way over there in Zimbabwe in Africa. I think that might be our first listener in Zimbabwe. Hello to you, Joe. And a special birthday shout out goes to Gemma at the Nabathong Special School in Woolloongabba. My very good friends there. I hope you're all well. Belated birthday shout outs too go to Sigma from Carlingford, Daisy from Mount Cotton, and Michael from Canberra. And celebrating a birthday over the coming weekend are Ayan from Dural, Angus from Exeter, Tommy from Hillary's, Riley from Lumia, Tiana and Ryan from Holsworthy, John Paul from Cobbitty, Argaman from Old Raynella, Mason from Port Neal, Alessi from Toorak, Cheryl and Isabel from Gordon, JJ from Cronulla, Ivy from Junee, Dorothy from Wagga Wagga, Summer from Ambrose, Noah from Thursday Island, Oscar from O'Connor, Charlie from Ashmont, Harris from Caringbah South, and Annabelle, who's listening all the way over there in PPAC, USA. What a cool name. Well, that's all we have time for. I hope you're enjoying these quizzes. Don't forget, there'll be a new one dropping first thing every Friday morning. And the best bit, they're absolutely free. Just as all our other excellent content is also free. We're talking a Squiz Kids Today news podcast on Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, a Squiz Kids Shortcut or a Squiz the World every Tuesday, and for all the teachers out there, there's a Classroom Companion, our teacher-produced daily classroom activity sheets. Curriculum aligned and tied to the daily podcast twice a week, now on Mondays and Wednesdays. Genius. Check it all out at squizkids.com.au or simply subscribe to Squiz Kids in your favourite podcasting app and all this groovy content will magically appear. For now though, this is Bryce Corbett signing off and reminding you all to get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.